All right, so I'm gonna show you how to make a homemade face mask. I kind of got this started, but let me start by showing you what tools you'll need. I used this 2-in-1 eyelet and snap plier set I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It was $19.99 regular price, but you can use your Hobby Lobby coupon and get it 40% off. You might be able to find it at Walmart. I couldn't, but you could also check Amazon or any other craft store in your area. And then I use these mesh panties. They're just throwaway mesh panties that we typically would give to the clients, but they've got a good stretch and they're still breathable. And then I used just these throwaway paper scrubs. So the last thing I used to make these is these weaving loop bands. Well then, you can pick these up anywhere that sells like kids' toys, whatever. But I picked them up at Hobby Lobby, and yeah, it's a giant bag. You can make tons. So to get started, I have already cut my rectangles. I've got 2 layers of scrubs and then 1 layer of that mesh in the middle. They are 7 inches long by 3.5 inches wide. I did pin them together. It just makes it a little bit easier to hold them together when you're trying to make the holes for the eyelets. So to get started with that, you will open up your eyelet tool and just figure out where you want to put them. I put them about 1/2 inch in, and then you can put this on there, and if you squeeze it really hard, it should start making the hole for you. Let's see. Didn't work so well that time. There it goes. So now it'll be easier for me to just poke the little eyelet in right there. And then when I put these on the eyelet, if you've never used one of these tools, there's a little bump on one side of the eyelet and the other one has like a little hole in the middle. The bump is going to be what goes against the rough part of the eyelet. So the curved side is actually going to go inside this end. So let me get this back in here. So the bump is going to go on this rough side. And then you just squeeze really hard. And then you've got your eyelet on there. From there, you can put your loop through. The way I did it was just to fold it in half and poke it through enough to be able to pull on it. And then do that. So I'm going to quickly do that for all of them. And like I said, putting the little pins in here to hold it together just makes it easier to stay while you're trying to do this process. This one I actually already made the hole when I was practicing earlier, so I'll go ahead and pop my little eyelet in there. Oh, come on. I know I can do this. And if you are making them for a child, you can make them a little smaller. If you're making them for someone whose head seems to be a little wider, you can make them bigger. You could also, if you prefer, you could cut the bands in half and just tie one in through here and the other in through here. That will make it a little bit tighter. I find it to be more comfortable like this. But you can do it any way you want. You could also use other materials you may have on hand. You don't have to have like the paper scrubs or the mesh panties, because really anything will work. So let's see, this one didn't want to go through very much, so I'm going to see if I can help it along. There we go. So thankfully this is pretty quick and easy, and you can use all kinds of different materials so that if you can't find what you're specifically looking for, there are still other options. So let me get this last one in there. So now that this is on there, I'm going to go ahead and take off my pins. And then you can put on your mask. It's pretty basic, but